the Tank Davis haters is scrambling. They scrambling out here, man. And when is Tank Davis gonna fight? I think I got a fight date. We'll see if I'm right or wrong, man. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, share the video, turn on your notifications. Don't forget to catch me live Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday night at 7:30 p.m. Central Time. I'm also live every Sunday morning with the Singing OG KQKC Boxing Network. Sunday mornings, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. Join the channel as a member. Drop super chats and super thanks when you come by the live streams, the videos that we do. And if you'd like to debate against me on any topic, you can email me, knockoutboxing86@yahoo.com is the email, or you can just hit the link when I'm live and we can get it cracking right then and right there. Y'all know we don't turn down no fades, bro. But let's get to this shit, man, and talk about it. So, 2 parts to this video. First, Gervonta Tank Davis' fight date. When is Tank coming back? And then we got to talk about how Tank Davis haters is scrambling right now. They scrambling right now, bro. Their last hope is Rio. The last hope is Rio for the haters, man. We'll get to that in a minute. But Tank Davis' fight date. I, like a lot of Tank Davis fans, a lot of Tank Davis haters, a lot of boxing fans, a lot of pundits, man, we was that Keith Thurman Tim Tszyu announcement, bro. It's a good fight, not a pay-per-view fight. I already dropped content on it, but it was a letdown, bro. It was a letdown, and I think PBC dropped the ball. Now, we know they got a Tank fight coming soon. We know that Canelo's going to be back in action soon. We know they're going to have David Benavidez in that. We know that the schedule going to be fire, but I just think that when you starting a new partnership, you put your best foot forward, bro. Like, your best foot forward ain't Tszyu versus Keith Thurman at catchweight for no title with Rolly and Pitbull as the co-main. That ain't the best PBC got to offer, bro. Feel me? That ain't the best they got to offer. And logistically, I'm gonna explain to you why you putting Tank and Canelo in a tricky position. So, best case scenario, you probably get Tank Davis fighting on April the 20th, bro. Best case scenario. And I say that because you got the March 30th pay-per-view with Tim Tszyu and Keith Thurman. PBC is not going to have a pay-per-view the very next week. So April 6th through the 8th, that's off the table, bro. That's off the table. On top of that, April 6th through the 8th is what? The March Madness Final Four. When you rolling out, you want Tank to have a weekend to itself where it ain't no competing shit. Which brings me to April 13th. Probably not an option because do you want to compete against UFC's event? UFC 340, 450. I don't watch UFC, but they got a pay-per-view event that they are doing on April the 13th. So that's probably off the table for a Tank Davis fight. April 27th. Well, you already know Canelo going to be back Cinco de Mayo. So are you going to do a Tank Davis pay-per-view? And then the very next week do a Canelo Alvarez pay-per-view? Which means April 20th could even be a stretch because doing pay-per-views 2 weeks apart can be tricky. So we can best hope for April the 20th, y'all. And based on his social media and training and all that shit, you would think he got a fight coming soon. You would think that he got a fight coming soon. But if he ain't fighting on April the 20th, what you thinking? They not going to do 2 pay-per-views in 1 month? Canelo and Tank in the same month. So what? If he ain't back April 20th, we may not see Tank till June, bro. So if you a boxing fan, bro, you should be hoping that I'm right. And based on the research that I've done, based on the fact that I know PBC would like to maybe do 1 pay-per-view event per month, your best bet if you want to see Tank as soon as possible is probably April the 20th now, bro. That they done pulled him off of the March 30th shit. Not good, bro. Not good at all, dog. they should have led with Tank. If you're going to have a Tank Davis fight card, a Tim Tszyu, Keith Thurman fight card, and a Canelo Alvarez fight card, and you're going to put all of them on pay-per-view, you take your 2 ticket sellers and you split them as far as possible. As far as possible. And when you do that shit, you give your 2 ticket sellers the best chance to sell. You throw Keith Thurman and Tim Tszyu in the middle of their ass and whatever you can make off of them, because their purses are gonna be smaller. And so you can afford to do less numbers and shit. You can't afford for Canelo or Tank to flop. So they should have had Tank in March, Keith Thurman, Tim Tszyu. Keith Thurman, Tim Tszyu. In the middle of that, then Canelo last. Unless this is the first time that Canelo not fighting on Cinco de Mayo. And they gave that date to Tank, and Canelo's fighting in June. Which is highly unlikely, bro. That'd be stupid for business. And I don't think Canelo would go for no shit like that. Ain't nobody moving him off his date, bro. So there's that part of it, bro. If you want to know what's the likelihood, when this Tank gonna fight, maybe it could be April 13th. And they don't give a fuck about what UFC got going on. Maybe it could be that. Cause I don't know who the fighters are from the UFC. Is it John Jones or some shit? I don't know who fighting. I don't really. If it's John Jones or some shit, maybe they don't. But maybe they ain't scared to compete. Maybe they feel like this Amazon Prime shit. The platform is better. More people have access to it. Maybe they trust their marketing. And maybe they believe in Tank that much. Maybe it is the 13th. But if we talking about having a date to yourself, and the fact that you ain't doing back-to-back pay-per-views, you got to take the 6th through the 8th off the table. You got to take that first weekend in April off the table because they're already doing a pay-per-view the last weekend in March. You got to take the last weekend of April off the table because they're already doing the pay-per-view with Canelo, reportedly, first weekend in May for Cinco de Mayo. So we know the 27th and the 6th through the 8th got to be off the table. So that leaves Tank for the 13th or the 20th. The 13th already has a competing event with the UFC that's already scheduled and shit. So April 20th is looking like the day for him to get in the ring soon. And I think it'd be a mistake for them to wait till June or July to have him back in the ring. And the last time he fought was April of 2024. And then check this, and then I'll get to the Tank haters and shit and why they scrambling right now. Check this too. April 20th was supposed to be Ryan Garcia and Rolly Ramiro's date. But PBC Mayweather pulled Rolly from that fight and stuck Rolly on the undercard of Keith Thurman and Tim Tszyu. Maybe they was doing that all along to get Ryan off of that April 20th date because they was trying to put Tank in that day. So it was all a goddamn scam, bro. Like that. This how boxing be moving. They tell Ryan, yeah, man, make the Rolly fight. They had Rolly go into negotiations with him, knowing they wanted Tank on April the 20th. And they pulled Rolly out of negotiations with Ryan to fuck Ryan's date up and have him scrambling for an opponent. Put Rolly on the March 30th card so the April 20th date is free for Tank Davis, bro. I'm just saying, like, that's some shit that Al Heyman, Mayweather, boxing promote. That's some shit that they'll do. That's some shit that they'll do, bro. Already knowing, hey, Rolly, you gonna be fighting Pitbull, bro. We're gonna move Pitbull up to 140. You're gonna be fighting him. But we need you to play decoy for Ryan Garcia. You know, little bait and switch action shit going on, bro. I'm just saying. All roads point to either Tank Davis fighting April 20th, in my opinion, or the man coming back in June or July. One of the two, bro. One of the two. Y'all let me know what y'all think of that shit in the comment section. Now let's get to Tank Davis haters scrambling. All y'all that was hoping and wishing that he would fight Isak Pitbull Cruz so you can shit on him, that shit has been put to bed, bro. So what I would say is he was telling the truth about that clearly. So if he's telling the truth about that, And he's saying, I never fight Isak Pitbull Cruz again. And Pitbull is now having the fight rolling. Because Tank Davis said, man, I ain't doing that shit. Can we now safely say that he's running his career and the things that he said about going at people, the things that he said about who he want to fight, can those things be true too? We'll find out in his next opponent. We'll find out who he decides to fight next. But I will say this. Your last hope, if you a hater, your last hope that you getting the same old, what y'all call them? The burrito diet, or he only fight flat-footed Mexicans and he don't want no smoke with this guy. He don't want no smoke with that guy. Your last hope is Rayo. That's your last hope. That's your last hope, bro, is that you can shit on him for fighting Jose Rayo Valenzuela, bro. That's your last hope, is that he gets in the ring with Jose Rayo Valenzuela. But if you Tank Davis and you ain't gonna fight Pitbull, why would you fight Jose Rayo Valenzuela? Pitbull is a better name. Pitbull can get you a bigger bag. Y'all say Tank about the bag, right? Pitbull is way more well-known than Rayo. So if you're going to fight a flat-footed Mexican anyway, why would you fight Rayo over Pitbull? Why would you say no to Rayo, hell no to Rayo, I ain't fighting you. I mean, no to Pitbull, hell no to Pitbull, I ain't fighting you again, only to fight Jose Rayo Valenzuela, bro. Those two things don't go together to me. You can let me know if you think I'm tripping or not. So I think that's great news. So I need everybody that was so sure. Don't change up on me now. All of you that were so sure that he was fighting Isak Pitbull Cruz. And I kept telling you, like, nah, bro. He ain't fighting him. He said he wouldn't fight him. He told him that after the goddamn fight. He's done said that multiple times. He ain't gave you no reason to believe that he would lie about who he fighting. Because he don't do that shit. Y'all was cooking. Y'all was making jokes and all that shit. Now that you know Pitbull is fighting Rolly, what you got to say now, bro? Now that the dude that a lot of you Tank haters was so sure he was fighting, now that he's off the table, can you put some respect on his name for him standing by his word in that regard, bro? Can you be like, you know what, Tank, I thought that Calvin Ford was running your career. I thought that Calvin Ford had control over who you was fighting because Calvin Ford really wanted you to fight Pitbull. But turns out, Calvin Ford don't run shit because as much as he was talking about Pitbull, sounds like when he said that you ultimately make the decision and you got to do what the fighter wants, sound like when he said that that's what it was because Pitbull is fighting somebody else yet again. Y'all been trying to put Pitbull on Tank Davis' last 3 fights. Y'all said he was fighting Pitbull. He ended up fighting Hector Garcia. Y'all said he was fighting Pitbull. He ended up fighting Ryan Garcia. Y'all said he was fighting Pitbull. Pitbull is fighting Roland. Come on, man. If you can't see the change, if you can't see the difference in drive and motivation and willingness to really hone his craft and really trying to do some shit now, bro, I don't know what you've been looking at. So we'll see who the fight is. I think it's going to be April 20th now, based on all the other shit that's going to be going on. And it makes sense because you don't want to keep your cash cow out of the ring too long, bro. You don't want him out of the ring too goddamn long. And if you look at the lay of the land, April 20th, April 13th, maybe as a stretch, but April 13th, April 20th, those are the 2 dates that you can expect, hopefully, a Tank Davis fight. I'm thinking more likely than not, probably the 20th, just to make sure that he has that weekend to himself. And then Canelo gonna do what Canelo gonna do on Cinco de Mayo. If he ain't fighting on April the 20th, if you don't get that shit soon, because that's on the shit. April the 20th, that's like 3 months away. A little less than 3 months away. If you don't get an announcement for Tank Davis fighting on April 20th and who his opponent is, bro, you won't see Tank Davis until the summertime. And that's going to put him out the ring 16, 17 months. And that's going to make sure that you see him at best 2 times this year. If he fights in April, maybe you can see him again in August at the earliest, maybe September, and then maybe December. But more than likely, you'll see him only twice this year, bro. You'll probably only see him fight twice. If you wanted to see him fight 3 times, he would have had to fight at the beginning of the year. If you wanted any shot to see him fight, he should have been fighting in March and not April. But April is the best y'all can hope for, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Tank Davis, new fight date, I believe it's going to be April 20th. And get a man some props. He stood on his word and he told them, hell no, I ain't fighting no Pitbull crew. I don't give a damn how much you try to build him up. Not fighting his ass. Y'all let me know what y'all think of that. Comment below, smash a like, sub to the channel. I'll see y'all soon. Peace out.